Sociology is the study of how individual behaviour is shaped by the organisation and culture of wider society. But how has this idea been used to explain patterns of crime?
Well, one of the most influential answers to this question came from a Philadelphia-born sociologist and one-time magician, Robert King Merton. It was called strain theory.
Merton argued that in contemporary societies, particularly the United States, many people are socialised into the idea that the key to a good life is material success.
And part of this modern culture was called the American dream.
However, while modern American culture was telling people the sky's the limit, real life was telling them something different. Traditionally, criminology has focused on criminal action. Who are the criminals? Why do they commit crimes? And how can they be controlled?
But labelling theory began with a different question. It took a step back in a way and asked why and how some actions come to be seen as deviant or criminal.
So imagine a play. Criminology looks at the actors on stage, while labelling theory is more interested in the audience reaction.
Labelling theory widens the field of inquiry from crime to deviant or rule-breaking behaviour.
And this gives us a very different view of social control.
Labelling theorists have argued and attempted to show that being formally identified and labelled as a delinquent or a criminal can make further criminal acts more likely.
And this idea had its most radical expression in Edwin Schur's idea of radical non-intervention.
Schur's idea of radical non-intervention, I suppose, is the logical conclusion of when we start to think like a labelling theorist.
We live our lives in social spaces, but these spaces aren't just a backdrop to our activities like scenery in a play. They're much more than that. Spaces influence and shape behaviour, and this idea has been applied to the study of crime. It's called spatial or environmental criminology.
Theories that are concerned with space, with physical location, and it seeks to sort of explain that interaction between offenders, victims and the spaces in which they occupy.
After a week, and in full view of passers-by, Zimbardo took a hammer to the Palo Alto car and smashed its windows.
Others then joined in, and within a few hours, that car was trashed too.
Amongst those who took an interest in Zimbardo's experiment were two criminologists, James Q. Wilson and George Kelling. And they developed the idea in a short article which, to their surprise, became one of the most famous theories of crime ever. And this was broken windows.